Hi there. Welcome to Bourbon Turntable. This is the show that blends the love of music with the love of whiskey. Tonight, I'm joined by Pia Rademann, who is the lead singer of the band out of Germany called Dear Robin. Dear Robin, it's just fantastic. They got a new album out called Time Bound. You want to listen to this, you will really, really enjoy it. Um, I cannot recommend it enough, but we'll be talking with Pia here in just a few minutes. But before we do that, I want to tell you about the Bar Cart Co-op. Bar Cart Co-op is a collection of friends who produce content for the whiskey enthusiast. We have shows like Distillers Talk with Alan Bishop and Christy Atkinson. Alan and Christy will talk with distillers from across the country and around the world about anything and everything in terms of distillation. Alan also has a show called One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. You got a question about distilling? Ask Alan. That's what I would do. I'm not a distiller, but if I had a question, I'd ask Alan. So send him a question. He'll post a video response to it, and we can all learn from your curiosity. Alan also has a show called If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. On this show, he gets out into the paranormal, the supernatural, the macabre, the weird, the unusual, the things that you really don't know that you want to talk about, but you probably should. It's a very fun show, lots of cool guests, so check that out. My Whiskey Den with Pat and Mike and Mitch, or Morgan, depending on who from their household is available. They meet and talk to us every Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Check out their show live. You can hang out with the folks in the chat. You can listen to their interviews with incredible guests, or maybe they're just doing a tasting that night. Well, join right in, have a good time. Always, always fun. My Whiskey Den, Monday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Whiskey in My Wedding Ring with David Levine. David has a podcast where he will interview distillers. He has a website where he will post video, or he'll post reviews of new and wonderful whiskeys. Be sure to check that out. And then as for our show, Bourbon Turntable, if you're watching us right now on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. We would love to have you back time and time again so you can never miss out on a fantastic show like tonight's. If you want to just listen, we can hook you up there. We have podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google. You can search us up there. You can follow us there as well, and you will have a good time while you're doing it. This interview with Pia was a lot of fun. Dear Robin, you need to check out this band. They're great. This is a fun conversation. Dear Robin is out of Germany, and thankfully I did not have to learn German to do this interview. Pia was wonderful, very smart, lovely, and talented young lady that I think you'll enjoy getting to know and hearing more about their band. So without any further ado, let's get to the interview with Pia Rademann of Dear Robin. Well, I'm very excited to welcome to the show our first German band, and this is exciting for me, not just because it's a German band, because these people are putting out some fantastic music. This is a band called Dear Robin, and we'll find out why it's called Dear Robin in a few minutes. But I want to welcome Pia Rademann to the show. Pia, welcome to Bourbon Turntable.
Hi, thank you. It's
Yes.
great to be here.
Well, we're very excited to talk with you and tell everybody about the music that you and your bandmates are putting out. You have a new album that we'll be talking about at length shortly called Time Bound. That's been out, maybe a couple of months now?
Yeah, I think it came out in the end of August.
Yes. It's fantastic. Can't recommend it enough. And it's just a very cool sound. I really enjoy it. But before we get into all of that, let's get to know Pia a little bit. Now, you live in Germany, correct?
Yes, I do live in the northern parts of Germany, close to the Baltic Sea. Some people might know Hamburg or Berlin. It's
Right.
right in between of both. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very good. Lifelong living in Germany?
Yeah, yeah, I was born in Germany and I moved around some cities, but it was all within a range of like 1 or 2 hours car drive. Like I
Okay.
wasn't in the south, living in the south or anything, always in the north.
Always in the north. Okay. Um, now, do you have family y- with you?
Uh, Not here and not where I live right now, but my family is also living in North Germany. Yeah,
Okay. Very good.
yeah.
Married?
No, no.
No. Okay. What about music? Was your family a musical family?
A little bit. It was like hobby musicians,
Hmm.
basically. Like none of us was really having a career in music. But my father always used to play, or not used to. He still plays sometimes, but he's playing a little bit of guitar, singing a lot. And my grandparents are also like singing and playing guitars. This kind of you know Wonderwall thingy when you go to the fire outside and you sit there and you jam a little bit.
Right.
Kind of music or that kind of level, basically. Yeah,
Okay.
it was always very inspiring for me, and it made it easy to um, be part of that, be part of the singing all together and playing
Hmm.
guitars all together. Yeah.
Well, so much of music is family and culture, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, they all listen to a lot of rock music, a lot of Deep Purple, Dire
Hmm.
Straits, all that kind of stuff, and
Hmm.
also Fleetwood Mac. And my grandparents, they also love like old school rock and roll, this kind of
Hmm.
like Elvis Presley and stuff, and
Okay.
also a lot of country music. Yeah, that came
Okay.
to the house very early. Yeah.
So, were there any rock bands or musicians that you saw in Germany early on that your parents may have taken you to a concert?
Not really,
Yeah.
actually. I got into music, like really loving music quite late. I mean, I got
Hmm.
into music early, but that I was really interested in the artist, that just started when I started studying music also. Like
Okay.
when I went to this music college and stuff, I don't know, by the age of 18, 19, that's when I thought, okay, these are the artists I really like. I didn't have that before too much. It was basically more German music and whatever we listened to at home, but
Hmm.
I never really went to a lot of concerts until the age of 18.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, a lot of what you know, I know, and probably people in our audience know, are more uh, the common rock bands. Are there some bands in Germany that you came to really know and love before you started Dear Robin?
Oh, before that, I don't even know. I think in my mind we were the first ones. Music, not just joking, but um, I don't know. I got into that music with our guitarist. Like we both influenced our yeah music styles a lot, and we were talking a lot about rock music and this kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and just making it also very fast.
Yeah.
Um, I think I just discovered some German bands when we started touring here.
Hmm.
So I was looking into the German scene with blues rock, vintage rock kind of stuff,
Yeah.
psychedelic rock. And actually, the scene is quite small, so you get to know the good bands very quickly.
Yeah.
And we got to know a band called Hudson. We got to know a band called Paralyzed or something like that, and they were really cool. Also, David Tarracona, and this will all be names no one has ever heard of, but
Right.
really love these guys. And we played some concerts on our tour within the last month. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a really German band that I. No, I don't listen too much to German rock bands. I
Yeah.
guess
Are
rather
there
rather Europe wide. Like there's a great band from Iceland that I really dig. It's called the Vintage Caravan. I don't know if you've heard.
I don't
They're
know
great.
them. I was going to ask you about DeWolf. Do you know
Oh,
them?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just you know what? I just wanted to bring up secondly The Wolf.
Yeah.
Really. I was just thinking about earlier that we went to I actually went alone to that concert. I asked my bandmates, they
Uh-huh.
couldn't make it, and I just said, "Okay, if no one
Oh,
wants to make it, I'm gonna go alone." I went to Hamburg
yeah.
and I met some pretty, nice people there, like, mostly old men, but it was so nice. We had a great time. Yeah.
Mostly old men. Well,
Yeah.
I can relate to that. Um, No, they're a fantastic band. I found them a couple of years ago and just really enjoyed their music. And Love, Death, and In Between was one of my favorite albums from last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I really love live albums. I also listen to studio albums, but
Hmm.
I got the live record of De Wolf, and I got some other live records from bands, and I really, really think they're always so
Hmm.
much better, so pure
Yeah.
and just great. And yeah, I also went to see Blues Pills from Sweden
Hmm.
recently in Hamburg. They're also amazing. So whenever these bands come to Germany, I try to make it. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, there are several bands that, or quite a few bands that I know of that from the States that will go and they'll tour Europe and spend some time in Germany.
Hmm.
Are there any bands that you've seen from the States that you liked?
Yeah, definitely. We have played together with a band called Robert John and the Wreck in
Yeah,
Cologne. They were
great.
great, for example, very, very nice people and very friendly also. They play great music. I really love it. I hope we can make it again next year. Let's see.
Yeah,
And there's another great band. It's called, or they're called The Cold Stairs. I also love them.
album right here. Yeah,
Yeah. Ah, I
yeah,
see it. Yeah, I have the
yeah,
same one signed
yeah.
also.
They're
Yeah.
fantastic. I love those guys.
Yeah, I met them also in Hamburg, and we got introduced by a podcast host actually that I had my first interview with, and he said, "Yeah, you should check out the Cold Stairs." I said, "Yeah, I
Yeah,
already listened to them. Yeah, I'm friends with them. Let's make some
yeah.
connections." And we made the connection. I went there, and now we're hopefully gonna play a show next year. We're already talking about it with Chris, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
That'd
that
be
would be
great.
cool.
Now, any plans for Dear Robin to come to the States?
I hope so. I hope we can make it. I really do hope, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work out very soon.
Yeah,
Um, because it's expensive, of course, and
sure.
we will also need, if it would be easier if a band said, "Okay, we need a support band. We're gonna play a whole bunch of
Hmm.
shows. Come along." That would work,
Yeah.
but that's not very. Uh, yeah, that's not happening much actually.
well, well, hopefully sometime it will happen because that would be a lot of fun.
We would
Now,
love to come. Yeah, we
yeah,
would definitely love to
yeah.
come. I'm gonna
Now,
check out some venues actually when I come to the US next summer just for vacation, but let's
yeah.
see what's going on, yeah.
Well, if you get, I live in Louisville, Kentucky, so if you
Mhm.
get down this way, let me know. We'll hook you up with some places to go see some live music and introduce you to some people.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We'd love to do
Okay,
that.
Kentucky, I'll put that on my list.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, if not just for music, you can come and you can see the horse racing, and you can come to drink bourbon.
I love bourbon.
Yeah. Um, so you said that you studied music in college, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, do you work full time in music, or do you have a day job?
I have like half day job,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. Like I split my weeks and the main thing I do is music, but anything else I do is actually in media,
Hmm. Good.
in the radio. Yeah, and we have a yeah, that's my daytime job, but I'm not there too often, like too
Right.
much. I try to make as much music as possible, and I try to yeah have a little bit money on the side as much as
Sure.
possible.
So when did you, other than singing around the campfire with your family, when did you start singing uh, professionally or
Yeah,
with aspirations to as a career?
yeah. Um, I started taking singing lessons when I was 13, probably
Hmm.
in classical singing, like opera style.
Hmm.
I had a teacher, and my mom said, "Hey, you should take lessons and just try it." I'm like, "Okay, let's try." Um, yeah, and I went there with my guitar and I played a song of mine, and she said, "Yeah, okay, now put that guitar aside. Let's sing some Mozart or whatever." I was like, "Okay." I have no idea what you want. I've never ever sung classical before.
Hmm.
But she suggested a deal. She said, "Okay, we're gonna have like 1 week classical singing, 1 week rock pop." We never did rock pop. We went I did that. Yeah, I did that until the age of 18 probably, and then I
Yeah.
started studying music, and that was a split course, actually split into classical and popular styles.
Hmm.
Um, but actually, my focus was on the rock pop singing. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
So
with 18, yeah.
yeah, when did you start playing guitar?
Oh God, I don't know. I have picked up the guitar when I was or 6,
Hmm.
and I have never ever taken lessons or anything. I just tried to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I learn from the people that I play with, or whenever I have some time to improve my skills.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Um, Before Dear Robin started, did you play with other bands?
Yeah, I played with another band and also with a duo. We made some or we were playing some pop music, funky pop music or
Hmm.
something. That was actually the first year of my studies. I was very much into funk music and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know what was good. I mean, I know funk music can be very good, but I didn't
Right.
know really what I loved. I didn't know. I just figured it out when I met Paul, the guitarist of our band. And yeah, so that's actually my first band that I really say, okay, I want to try more. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so, what were the bands that influenced you growing up or that you listened to that kind of led you to this sound that you've got in Dear Robin?
I think that's definitely a lot of Fleetwood Mac,
Hmm.
the earlier ones, like the blues ones, and
Like
also the
like the Peter Green Fleetwood Mac?
yeah, that
Yeah.
very much. But then also the Rumors album. I love that one
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I really, really love the 80s stuff. It's great. I can listen to that, but it's
Hmm.
not the same, of course.
Right.
And I really like also what my parents put on, like, for example, Deep Purple and Dire Straits. I really love Dire Straits,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
And also Led Zeppelin. I love them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely some Deep Purple influence in the sound of your band, and some Led Zeppelin there too, and then some other things that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, sure.
So how did the band come together? How did you meet the other guys in the band? And let me show. Here's a photo of
Yeah,
you.
there's everyone.
There's a, and that is the Live Die video. Is that right? Remember that right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a DIY video in a garage
Yeah. Right.
where our bass player actually lives right across. Yeah, so how did we meet? It was in the beginning, it was just the guitarist and
Hmm.
me, and we were playing some stuff, and there was another keyboarder back then. Um, but we quickly decided that we definitely need a band for the sound that we want to make, for the
Yeah.
music we make. We need drums, we need a bass, and all
Right.
that. There's actually our first gig ever. I played bass, and that was really shitty. We didn't. No, I did not enjoy that. Yeah, and so we started looking for people who would fit in and
Yeah.
who actually liked the same music. And we met Caleb and Mattis, the bassist and the drummer, also in our studies at the music school, music
Mhm.
college, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
music university. I don't know. They were also studying there. We just asked them, and they loved it. We started writing songs together, and then we also met the new organ player, Florian.
Mhm.
He joined us, like, I don't know, a year after we started.
Yeah.
Like, actually, he came when we all knew what we wanted to do, and then
Yeah.
we started working on the Time Bound album right away.
Yeah. Now, the first album was Revelation,
Yeah,
right? That
yeah.
came that came out in 2022. How long had you been playing together before this album came out?
Not really long. We started with a band in the end of 2021, like around November, October,
Mhm.
November, and we went into the studio in February. So it was
Okay.
like really,
Very
really
quick.
yeah.
Very quick.
And the songs were already, nah, not all of them, but like let's say half the songs were written.
Mhm.
And then there was like, okay, we have 2 more weeks until we want to go into the studio. That's
We better write some songs, right?
yeah, yeah. But that was good. Like sometimes you need a kick in the ass a little bit, like
Right,
start
right.
now. I
Some
really need that.
motivation. Yeah,
Yeah. I wrote some of the lyrics in studio. Yeah.
yeah.
It just happens. Sometimes I write also lyrics right before the gig. So
Right. Is there who does the songwriting? Is that you? Is that Paul? Is that that's your guitarist, Paul?
it's a lot of Paul and a lot of me
Mhm.
for that album, but it is mostly that we bring the basic idea, like
Right.
a first riff, whatever, and then we work on it all together, whole band, and everyone
Yeah.
has credits on every song. That is important for us. Like
Yeah.
we want everyone to be involved. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way your songs come together, that that shows. It shows that it's a collaborative effort
Mhm.
because there there's a lot going on in your music and in the way your songs are structured. And I think that collaboration and that equal credit and let's focus on making the band the best it can be and the song the best it can be, that really comes through when you listen to it.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
good. Good to hear.
Yeah. So let's talk about the different guys in the band real quick. Um, Paul, and he's I tell you what, I love uh, there are some you've got some videos out, some live videos out, and I love watching him play.
Yeah.
Watching him play reminds me of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Just
Ooh,
just the way he moves his hands and the live stuff is he gets a little more adventurous with his
you know what?
solos.
He actually made a playlist on Spotify like 5 or 6 years ago,
Hmm.
and I think it's called, like, Stevie Ray Vaughan and some other guys, and that's actually pretty popular, like, that playlist has some listeners, so
Oh
he definitely
wow.
knows the guy, yeah.
I'll have to check that out. But now there are, I believe there's one song on Time Bound and maybe one or two on Revelation where there's somebody else doing a male doing vocals. Is that Paul?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's him. Yeah.
yeah. He has a very nice voice. I enjoy
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he has.
Yeah. And then Mathis is the bass player,
Mhm.
and he 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 has some wonderful bass lines in your music. Um, so I really enjoy him. And Caleb, is that, am I saying his name correctly?
Yeah, it's actually like the American Caleb, but just
Uh,
written very differently, I
oh,
don't know.
okay,
His
okay.
parents were creative.
And he's got is that just like electrical tape on the front of his
Yeah.
bass drum or his kick
Yeah.
drum?
We have a beautiful kick drum, picture with our logo, but he got
Right.
a vintage drum set, and he said, like, "Okay, we need something else right now," and then he put that
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Yeah. And then uh, Florian.
Yes.
Um, he tell me a little bit about him and his background because it's he's something else on the keys.
Yeah, he is. He comes actually very close, like, from a city close to Hamburg, from a village, and, first, no one wanted him at the music university. They said, "No, no, no, don't study here." He tried again, and it worked out.
Yeah.
Luckily, because I wouldn't understand any other thing, if he couldn't get into that music school. But yeah, he told me he was listening to rock music with his mother a lot, like almost every day. And he also
Hmm.
told me that he was trained classical pianist,
Yeah. Right.
classical player, and but he always loved the rock music, and he got into Hammond, and of course, he's a fan of I forgot the guy's name. Wait, uh,
John Lord,
no, of course
Deep
that
Purple.
one, but
Yeah.
there's yeah, John Lord. Everyone compares him to John Lord,
Yeah.
but there's another guy. He's called like Lackley Dooley or something. I don't know
Yeah.
how to put
Yeah. And then
Lacey Dooley. I don't know.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's right.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. 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 And Steve Winwood.
Yeah.
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 And you ever seen the movie Spinal Tap?
Yeah, I have.
Viv Savage,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
keyboardist for Spinal Tap. Yeah, that would.
I think all these guys, and he's a really great person. He's really he loves it, and he would never choose anything else over playing with us. I know that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, in Revelation, that album, um, lots of great music going on there, and several songs that I just think are fantastic.
Thank you.
Um, but it seems like that the sound of the band became a little bit more focused and time bound. Is that a fair statement?
Of course, like
Yeah.
that's definitely true. We had more time. We already knew what we want to sound
Hmm.
like, also, and we played together for, I don't know, when we started recording. It was like 2 years probably.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you could really feel that, and also we had another producer there, and we had like more real instruments, like vintage instruments. We had
Hmm.
nice bass from, I don't know, Mattis brought it from the UK. It was like a 60s flat P bass with flats something.
Yeah.
He was talking about that day and night. And some nice guitars, and then we have this real Hammond sound sometimes, and we have great instruments from our producer from his studio actually that we could use. Yeah, that was definitely something else.
Um, the the thing that captures my attention first about your music is your vocals and and Florian's keys. I
Yeah.
think that kind of the first time or two I listened to Time Bound, that was kind of the thing that okay, that's the signature of this band.
Hmm.
But when I go back and I listen to everything again, the uh, uh, Caleb and Mathis have a great uh, connection and are very tight. Uh, and uh, and then Paul is he's an exceptional guitarist, but he doesn't overplay.
Yeah.
A lot of times, really good guitarists want to show how really good they are every time they play a solo, but it is very musical and fits
Mm.
within the structures of the song. So as like I said, you know, 3 4 listens in, the whole complexity and talent of the band just really shines through. Not to diminish your vocals because they're incredible, but it all fits. It all fits really really well. Um,
Yeah, I think that's a great compliment. Thank you so much. I just think that the band is basically always thinking what is best for the song, and not
mhm,
just, when we played in our concert last weekend, someone came to us and he just said, like, yeah, you guys don't have egos, right? And I was like, no, we don't, we're just together making it work and putting the best out there. But he said, like, yeah, none of us is there, like, look at me, I'm so amazing. Like, none of us is doing that. And I think it's also what we do live. We're just all
mhm,
together, everyone has their spot, but none of us is really showing like ego, unhealthy ego.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, the downfall of many bands has been their ego.
Mhm.
uh, so time bound. Let's talk about it just a little bit. Um, and well, first before we do that, the name Dear Robin, where did
Mhm.
that come from?
That doesn't have a really big story. It
Mhm.
just came to our minds because we were thinking about something with dear someone, like to
Right.
address it to someone. We really liked that. And then we had the image of a bird in our
Mhm.
mind. I don't know, bird is always like something freedom, whatever, that
Mhm.
has the imagination to that. And our guitarist's girlfriend came up with a robin because it is a name and also the bird.
Yeah.
And that's why we really loved it. And later on, when Mattis, the bassist, went to the UK to study there for a semester, he met a girl from Ireland, I
Mhm.
think Ireland, and she told him that it has a meaning in Ireland when you see a robin. It is someone that passed away, some of your
Oh, wow.
relatives or family that passed away, and that is visiting you. And we really love that
Yeah,
idea of it also, yeah.
that's great. I always love to hear the meaning behind band names. It's always good.
Yeah.
Um, now, so anyway, we're talking about getting back to Time Bound. Um, it's Time Bound is one of the tracks on the album, but it's also a very appropriate title for the album because there are several songs that have time or memories, uh, uh, dwelling on the past, looking to the future. That theme seems to run through a lot of the songs.
It does really. It's what's keeping me up at night, actually. Really, I'm thinking about that a lot, and whenever we tour a lot or whenever we play a lot, I also forget about time. Like it moves so fast, so quickly.
Yeah.
I can't even uh, think about everything that happened. I can't even like put together what has happened in the past weeks,
Hmm.
and that is a little bit dangerous. While at the same time, of course, we enjoy being on the road and living as much as possible. But sometimes you need to like, and that's also what Slow Down is about. Again,
Yeah.
this one track, to sit down and reflect and not to rush
Yeah.
through it all. And yeah, I think that needs a balance actually, and I think that's also what the songs are, like a little bit of balance. Some are fast, some are slow, some are drawn to the future, some are like looking back, and I
Right.
think that's what life is actually about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it works really well. The way it that theme weaves in and out of
Thank
the different songs. So the first track is "Good Times,"
you.
and not the Chic song "Good Times." You said you were into funk. I don't know if you listen to Chic or not. Anyway, um, "Good Times." It kind of starts out, and it's kind of a gruff, old bluesy sound, and I'm thinking, okay, this is like smoke filled dive bar feel, and then the organ kicks in, and it's like, okay, this is a little better grade of dive bar, and then your vocals start. Okay, this is the best dive bar in the world. uh so the way the song just kind of layers in, it just really sets the tone for that song, most definitely. So talk a little bit about the opener, "Good Times," and why you chose to put that as the first track.
I don't really remember why we chose to put it. No, I do remember why we chose that. I think it actually is the mixture of all the styles we have. Like it shows a
Yeah.
little bit of rock, but it's not too like too fast or anything.
Hmm.
It has a little bit of bluesy, rootsy stuff to it, and also have has the more mm, more relaxed and more, I don't know, laid back verses and stuff. I just thought it was the main, when you listen to an album, you listen to the first song and then you decide if you want to continue.
Right.
And we thought like, okay, it might not be the one that is stuck in your head for weeks, but it might be the one like putting it all together in one song. Like it definitely sets the sound of the
Yeah.
album. And yeah, that's why we put it first. And about the song itself, Good Times. I think whenever you come to a point where you say, okay, this past I don't know, year or months or something with someone was a little bit shit and a little bit waste of time.
Hmm.
You might think that it was waste of time, but you also learned something. You also had good times. Otherwise, you wouldn't have stayed there. Like whenever something is shit, there's still something beautiful to it. I think that's what
Okay.
it's about.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
move on from that also, yeah.
Yeah. uh, and again, there's in the structure of a lot of your songs, there's a bridge. You'll have a build and a bridge. Either there's a vocal build in the bridge, or there's a
Mhm.
musical build in the bridge, and it just leads into just either a soaring chorus or a soaring guitar solo, organ solo. And I really enjoy and appreciate the way you build tension within your songs, and then just that release of that musically and vocally. um you can tell that when you went into the for the second album that you had some things in mind with the
Yeah,
way you were writing your songs.
definitely. I mean, of course, we're always free in the way we we start writing the songs or in the way it all develops. But
Hmm.
we met all together in a rusty old, I don't even know the word, what, like a little, not little, um when you have farm, there are these
Ba-
houses,
Barnes,
something like
farmhouse. Yeah.
barns, I don't know, but it was a little bit already, yeah, no, not just a raw barn, but like something in between, an old
Right.
building stuff. And it was on the land of our guitarist's parents where they
Hmm.
live. And we went there and we recorded all the songs. We recorded all the demos, and we were sitting there listening to them and say, okay, what can we do better now? And we didn't do that in the first album
Hmm.
because of the time and whatever. We just
Right.
wanted to put something out. And now we said, okay, we're investing a lot of money, and we're all not rich. We are investing a lot of money for us, and we needed to be as good as possible. So we took the time and we recorded, listened again, recorded, listened again, and
Right.
then when we were happy, we sent all the demos to our producer to
Hmm.
prepare for when we will be there,
Right.
because we're just going to be there 1 week. That I think is a little bit short time for recording a whole album. I mean, some people can do it, but we tried it and it was not much time.
Yep.
And our producer, he said like, okay, guys, so let's start. And I said, yeah, okay. Did you listen to our demos to get to get an idea? He said like, no, 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 no. I want a free mind. And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, he did a great job anyways.
Yeah. Now, when you record, do you record um, live to tape, or do you just record each instrument and then dub it all together?
We recorded live to tape
Mhm.
actually, yeah. Of course, the vocals and
Sure.
some additional guitars came later, but we
Sure.
recorded all together in one tiny little bedroom, actually. We went to the producer and we thought we were gonna go into the big studio that was just underneath in
Mhm.
the lower floor.
Mhm.
But he said, no, 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 we go into the bedroom, and we're all like shocked. No, no. Why? It was super loud. It was really, really small for 5 people. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah. But in the end, we're all happy, and that is also a big accomplishment if you make 5 people really happy with something. It's
Yes.
not easy.
Yeah. See, now that's the other side of having 5 people that are basically equals in the band, is
Yeah.
you have 5 opinions that you have to deal with, as opposed to if it's just you, or if it's just you and one other person, and then you've got bandmates that fill in the gap there. So, do you have any disagreements about songs, or what you do with this, or which song went on the album, which one didn't?
We talked about that in a really nice way. But we were not fighting about the songs or about the music. Not at all. We're
Hmm.
always discussing it, and whenever a song, like I had 2 songs that I wanted on the album that didn't make it,
Hmm.
which was okay because in the end we needed to have it on a vinyl, and if there was no space anymore, so the
Hmm.
decision was definitely, okay, we can have only 10 songs.
Right.
Okay, it's just the way it is. And then I just got to be honest, also with myself, to say, okay, these are the best 10 songs, and the other ones might not be bad, but they're not going on that record, and
Right.
that is fine. And I think everyone who brings an idea deserves a chance for us to work on it for a while. And
Hmm.
after an hour or two, we say this is going nowhere or we're not happy with it,
Hmm.
and we put it aside for a while. Maybe
Right.
we grab it again in two
Sure.
years or whatever. But yeah,
Sure. Or you
that's
play
just,
it, or you play it live, or you release it as a single. Sure. Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes we also write some tracks, we play them live, and we see how the audience reacts, how we
Right.
like it, if we like it. Yeah.
Right. Right. So the second track is the title track, "Time Bound," and this is a fantastic song. Maybe my favorite, at least one of my favorites.
Thank
Um, the organ and that Hammond organ sound really shines through on this one. And again, another theme on time. So talk about "Time Bound" and the lyrically uh, that time theme that's in this song.
I think when we started writing the Time Bound track, it was an old riff from our guitarist that he wrote like 7 years ago. As I just said, sometimes you grab
Sure,
it again. He grabbed
absolutely.
it again. We loved it, and I think Time Bound is actually that's why the first two songs are actually not separated. They
Right.
go into each other, whatever.
Right.
And I think they're like one song basically. Like they develop through that until
Hmm.
the end of the second song. Just the third song is a whole new song for me. We
Right.
also played them live. First Good Times, then Time Bound. It just
Okay.
works very well. And I think time bound is always like a wish. Like, okay, I want to be in the moment. I want to be in the moment. And when you think about that, you're already going with a flow, going with a river, whatever that leads
Right.
you somewhere else. I think that's what time bound is about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can look back, but you cannot go back. That's just
Yeah.
impossible. Yeah.
And the next song, which we'll get to in just a second, really focuses on that. But the live version of this song that's on YouTube,
Hmm.
it's exceptional, and Paul's guitar in this is amazing, and I just really fell in love with the way he plays that. Um, so and the solo on the studio album is beautiful, soaring, clean guitar solo, and then when he plays it live, that's when some Stevie Ray Vaughan really shows up on it, and
I'll
so
let him
real,
know.
yeah, please do, please do.
Really.
Tell him I'm an admirer of his work. But the whole idea of preserving time and preserving memories, that really comes through in the next song on the album called Flower. Would
Yeah.
would you agree with that assessment? Am I reading the song correctly?
I'm just trying to go through the lyrics in my head. That's why I was looking weirdly when you were talking.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you talk about
no, I remember the
trying.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, I think, yeah, the more we talk about the album, the more I realize it's actually again about time, as you just said.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that until now. I thought,
Yeah.
okay, the first two might be, but now Flower again. Wow,
Mhm.
I'm even surprised by myself. Um, yeah, it seems to really be a big theme, and
Yeah.
yeah, I thought when I wrote Flower and the melody and the lyrics, it was about a foggy morning or something when you
Mhm.
wake up in summer and everything is still a little bit blurry and stuff,
Right.
and that is a little bit how in movies they show old memories, like
Sure.
this
Right.
foggy
Right.
yeah, screen then. And I was in that moment actually, and most of the songs are not even about me. It's just stories, it's just something
Sure.
that I want to write about. Of course it can be triggered by something, but
Yeah.
usually it's not about me too much. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was about that. It was just putting a memory in a little case, and yeah,
Right.
like watch it and be careful with it, and
Right.
yeah,
Uh,
appreciate that. So.
yeah. But and again, that I may be way off, but when the thing that spoke to me about this song was you try to save and preserve those memories,
Mhm.
but no matter how vibrant the experience might be, over time that memory does fade,
Yeah.
and again, I think the concept of living and being present in the moment comes through in that song as well. So
Mhm.
um, I love it. I think this one was one of my favorite
Oh,
for
thank
your
you.
vocals. I think your vocals
Yeah.
on your vocals on all of them are fantastic, but I think it really shines on this. So
It's fun to sing also the slower ones, the more acoustic ones, yeah.
hmm
I like both. I like both so much, and, it always depends on the life situation, you know? If you
yeah,
can hear yourself very well, then it's also cool to sing these more relaxed
yeah.
songs.
Yeah, and then we go from relaxed to the next song, which is Breakout, which is not relaxed at all.
Not at all. Yeah, it's actually where our, organ player, Florian, joined the band. That was the first song that we wrote with him.
Really?
You can hear that. I mean, it's
Yes.
very
Yes.
organ driven.
Yes.
Yeah.
But give Matt's credit. The bass line in this song is
Yeah.
incredibly good. And again, if you watch the video, which this is a photo from, if you watch the video, you really
That's
get.
another video actually, but we
Oh,
have a
is it?
video
What is
online
it? Oh
from
yeah,
from
that's right. That's right. There's another one from Breakout. That one's
yeah.
Live Die. I'm sorry.
That
Yes.
was a live session that
Yeah.
we recorded in a brewery. Yeah.
Yeah. And really good. Really, really good stuff.
I'll let him
Uh,
know.
yeah.
I also
Uh,
like him.
and I love, and this is in a, I don't know how many of your songs, but I think it happens in a few where you'll have an organ solo that then kind of builds into a guitar solo,
Yeah.
or a guitar solo that builds into the organ solo, and it just works so
There's
well.
just one reason for it. They all want to play.
Well, and they're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good. So, I really, really enjoy what they're doing there. Then, Leave Your Heart With Me is one that is toning it down again, a little more acoustic, driven song. And Paul, is he singing on this one as well?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Now, how do you decide who sings what?
Usually when I write the lyrics and the melody,
Hmm.
then I sing it. And whenever Paul writes, then it's him. So it's that easy because that song
Yeah.
was actually written by his girlfriend
Oh, really?
for him.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
really cute. And yeah, and we worked together on the melody a little bit, but it was basically what he was already playing on guitar, you know?
Hmm.
That was basically the vocal melody, the singing melody, and
Yeah.
that's why he also sang it, and we made it a little bit duet-like at
Yeah.
some point, especially live, yeah. And then
Yeah.
in the last chorus, Florian joins also with his vocals, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very, very good song, very touching song,
Thank
and
you.
a nice, again, just bringing something different to the flow of the album.
Yeah.
And yeah. The next track is Show Me Love, which is kind of a mid-tempo rock song. Fair.
Yeah.
Kind of has a haunting guitar intro.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know, nostalgic maybe
Mhm.
sounding or
Yeah.
yeah. I think that song, that is really, the one with the most contrast from
Yes.
verse to chorus. I
Yeah.
think so. We started with a chorus, I think, and I really wanted something easy, you know, that you could sing along
Yeah.
because we didn't have that much until
Yeah.
that moment. As I thought we needed that, and Paul had this riff with the chords that I had written. I don't know, and that's basically about the earth that is slowly, yeah, going down the road. I don't know. Uh, yeah, that life is becoming more difficult through humanity and stuff, and that we
Yeah.
destroy it also. And um, that I always hope that, even though I'm not religious, not at all, I hope that there is someone, something caring for all of us here,
Yeah.
taking care. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that
there are a handful of your songs that have at least some religious imagery or thoughtfulness about
yeah.
God or a creator.
Yeah, I think I just didn't find my religion yet. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a mixture of some ideas that I
Yeah.
like from different religions. I think
Yeah.
that's basically it. I'm not saying I don't believe in anything because I do believe that there is something bigger
Hmm.
than we can see or
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, but I like to take ideas from different religions because religions are also, or religion itself is a big or has a big impact on humanity, how
Hmm.
we are going through life, how people are dealing
Yeah.
with life, how they find love and find some perspective again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I talk with a lot of different musicians and songwriters and find that, and I don't know if this is something that's been the case forever or if it's just this is the age that we live in. But there are several people that I talk with that they may not be very religious or spiritual themselves, but a lot of their music has
Mm,
some of those themes interwoven in there. And I just wonder if there's something that is kind of drawing on the soul of people to explore that and figure that out and be drawn to that and find what is there uh, in truth for them. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense
No,
or
I
not.
do agree completely. I think music itself always asks for something deeper than the lyrics that we write or
Right.
the melodies that we sing. Like it always hits somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of the good music,
Yeah.
of course, not every music, but and I think it that musicians are always searching for something.
Yeah.
They're always trying to find somehow the meaning in life. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we all do, but musicians especially, they are also drawn to that because they want to put that into their music, or that's why they make music. And I think
Yeah.
that's just how it all gets in there.
Yeah.
Why people are thinking about that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. You know the Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah.
Yeah. Billy Corgan, I read an interview with him, and he said the only thing left really for musicians to write about, rock music musicians to write about, is God.
Yeah.
We've explored everything else. We've just got to write about God now.
Maybe he's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's right.
Yeah. But Show Me Love, it's, to me, had a little bit of an Eric Clapton feel to it. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
okay.
just the way Paul played the guitar, but there's a little Eric Clapton feel to it, and maybe a little Tom Petty feel to it, because those
I love Tom
mid-tempo mid-tempo rock songs, that's kind of Tom Petty and the
Petty.
Heartbreakers forte, and I can see both kind of fitting in there.
Yeah.
But it's a wonderful wonderful song. Um, and Live Die. I mean, you just kind of light the fuse on this song with the way the drums kick in, and it just goes. It just goes from there. And that little distorted bass line that Mathis has in there, that, and then the organ kicks in. Just the way all that fits together musically is very creative.
Cool.
So I don't know if that was you're doing or the producer's doing or a combination.
I think combination probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
Oh, that's a fun song. We quickly decided that this would be the first single because it's catchy and
mhm, yeah.
I like it.
Uh, and Again, there's the time theme shows up in this
Oh, you're right. Oh my God.
some as well.
I have it everywhere.
Yeah, but that's good. I mean that
It's almost like a concept album. I always
it
wanted to do a concept
is.
album, but
It is almost like a concept album. I think if you maybe spent 5 more minutes on it, that you would have had the entire concept album thing done. But I think it does work, and you can,
okay.
next time you do an interview, you can say, "Well, this was we were striving to make a concept album," and
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm
You're
still
there.
learning, I'm still figuring out what are we doing.
What you're doing is making great music.
Thank you.
Give in. Now, you talk about Fleetwood Mac. This has a Fleetwood Mac feel to me. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we went for that. We decided on a certain drum set in the studio. I said we need something like dry drums, as in
Hmm.
Fleetwood Mac. There's a song that we always play. It's called Dreams. I'm sure you've
Yeah.
heard it. And they have this super dry drum set and this vibe that I said, like, oh my God, this is so, I don't know, the sound is so see-through. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is the word?
Just
Transparent.
transparent. Yes.
Yeah. I want a transparent sound. I want something that is flowy and easygoing, and
Hmm.
that's how we actually came to write the song. That is basically a road trip song, which we also did in the music video.
In the video, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we took the Mustang of a friend's friend, whatever, and we just rode it across our landscape or village like region. There's not
Yeah.
much going on here. But
Um,
it's beautiful, really beautiful.
yeah, but it you know, in terms of contrast from song to song, you have this very heavy rock song with Live Die, and then this is the next tune after that, and really takes the album musically in a different direction.
Yeah.
But uh, talk a little bit about the lyrics and the meaning behind this song.
Hmm. Um, First of all, I want to add, like, it is always difficult for us to decide if we're going to put a song that is so different on that album,
Mm-hmm.
because some people might not like it. But I just think that's just a different part of us as a band, and we also want to do that, and that's why we
Mm-hmm.
put it on the record. And about the meaning of it, it's just like, I don't know if you've heard about a songwriter that is called Kathleen Edwards. She's
Mm-hmm.
a country songwriter, Americana, whatever, from
Okay.
Canada, actually. And she's writing very beautiful songs. And I actually took her a little bit as my influence there.
Right.
Also, Fleetwood Mac, of course. And she is giving me such a cool vibe. Like, she's always in bars drinking whiskey. And
Mm-hmm.
she's also, I think she's 40 now. And she always says, "Oh, I'm not looking for a guy. I'm happy by myself. If he comes along, he comes along. But I'm so happy by myself. I can drink my whiskey here." And I really like that vibe. And I said, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
at some point in my life, I've also had these late night talks where we say, "Oh, we can make it work. We can make it work." And in the end, why would you want to make something work that is not worth it? And that's
Yeah.
what this song is about. Like, in the future, if I ever have this talk again, I would just leave, and I would just leave for the better and get a whiskey and be done. Like, meet the guys, play some music. That's all I want.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So you're thinking, I don't need a guy. I can drink whiskey and sing. So
Yeah, if it comes to that, I mean, I have nothing against the guy in my life. That's not the problem. But if it's not the right one, then I'm not gonna make any compromises.
yeah. Well, if you come to the United States, I'll introduce you around. Maybe you know, yeah,
Okay.
see what we can do for you. Um, Slow down. This song's a beautiful slow burn.
Yeah.
It is really really good. And again, the guitar. I get a little Stevie Ray Vaughan in the guitar, but um, you referenced this song earlier when we were talking about slowing down and being in the moment. How else would you describe the lyrics and the meaning behind this one?
I think that song came from the mindset that you have when you're still a child.
Hmm.
You wanna be a grown up. You wanna be able to do everything a grown up
Right.
can do, and you don't wanna be a kid. You just hate it. I mean, you
Hmm.
don't hate it, but you don't understand what is
You
coming
you
afterwards.
you want to get big, right? Like
Yeah.
you see the Tom Hanks movie Big. You know the movie.
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, well, we'll go watch that movie. Okay,
Okay, I will.
because that theme's there. I
Mhm.
want to get to the goal, whether that's
Yeah,
being an adult or being this or doing that, rather than enjoying the journey for what it
yeah.
is, right?
Yeah, and I think that's what the song is about. It's about that every journey that you go through, every stage in your life, every few years that you think something is changing, because sometimes you
Hmm.
can really feel it after some years.
Yep.
Everything has its beauty and its time, and everything. You don't need to speed it up. You don't need
Right.
to climb higher and higher
Yeah.
and higher. You will reach that, but it takes time, and
Yeah.
that's what slow down is about. Yeah.
Yeah. You're far too young to worry about time.
Um, I have been worrying about time forever. Like, there was a moment, I think I was 6 or 7, and I was just, I don't know, looking at the night sky, and I thought, like, "Oh my god." And it all came to my mind, like, "So small, time is passing, I'm gonna die."
Mm.
And that hasn't stopped until today.
Well, um, y- just enjoy what you're doing, because what you're doing right now is incredible. You're doing great stuff.
Thanks so much.
The last track is "Kingdom of Hope,"
Mhm.
and I think you've got a recent video out of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and There you are. I think that's I think that's from the video. Yeah.
Yeah, we took
Yeah.
some pictures there,
Yeah.
and that song is really important to me, especially nowadays. We have never really been a political band. Like, we of course have our opinions, and
Sure.
we stand for something, but that's not what is coming on front on the surface. Like,
Hmm.
we're there for the music, and that's what we do. But I think sometimes in music you can also tell stories
Hmm.
that are up to imagination, and about people have finding different meanings in it and stuff. But
Right.
Kingdom of Hope is definitely an important song to us. It's a cool song, just musically. I really
Yeah.
love it. So much happening, so much changing through the song, and
Yeah.
but in general, the song is really about a kingdom being torn down by someone, like an unhealthy leader, like
Hmm.
who's going into war for unnecessary reasons, this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And that's what the song is about, but still finding hope again. It's also in the end of the video that a little plant, or a little, yeah, something, little plant is coming out, little
Right.
grass coming out of the burnt ground.
Yeah.
So whenever these really horrible things happen, there's still hope, and that's what the song is about. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Musically, this song takes a lot of different turns, and it gets very big and very heavy in the middle, and it's just a very big song in
Hmm.
every way, and is a great closer for the album. You know, when you
Yeah.
think how the album started, uh, with Good Times and the little bluesy guitar playing by itself, and then the way this album ends. I mean, it just is kind of a great example of the journey that you take from song to song to song till you get
Hmm.
to the end of it. So,
Thank you so much.
congratulations, fantastic album. Are you pleased with how it's doing, how it's being received?
Yeah, I think people all over the world are listening. Not many, but we have very different countries. Like some
Hmm.
people, even in South Africa or in Canada, in the
Hmm.
US, whatever, in Japan. I really like that about it. And also in Germany, people are listening more and more since we're touring a lot.
Hmm.
So we bring the album, we bring the music to the different cities. That's working out quite well. And of course, at some point, we're looking for like some bigger label, agency, whatever, to work together with and to bring it to the next level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think until now we're doing everything DIY. We have a little just we have a distributor who's selling the CDs, but that's it.
Hmm.
So we doing it all by ourselves. And of course, at some point, this is not going anywhere if you're not lucky enough. It's a lot of luck also in that
It
case.
is.
So yeah, either you find a good agency or a good label who's like pushing you there, getting you
Hmm.
places, or you're very lucky to be discovered as a DIY band. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just with the people that I talk to, the bands and the musicians that I have on this show, um, and I listen to them, I listen to their music, I listen to their story, and the the only thing that I can figure is the difference between them uh, you know playing uh, bars and smaller venues, and selling their merch out of the back of their truck, uh, and you know being out touring large theaters and arenas. It's luck.
Yeah.
Because there- you your band, uh, other bands that I've talked to, are every bit as good as anybody else out there.
Yeah.
It's just you know that uh, that fate stepping in, and so just keep working at it, keep doing the things that you're doing, because you can see, again, Revelation was a really good album, but you can see how much better you got as a band and as songwriters from the first album to the second album.
Yeah.
and you're on the right trajectory. You're on the right progression, and I hope, like everything, that whatever you want to do and wherever you and your bandmates want to take this, you get the opportunity to do it because you're doing a really good thing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We're working on it and we're not giving up. Like that's what also our first producer told us. He was our um, teacher also in the university, in this
Mhm.
music university's guitar teacher.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, as a band, you're going to go through some tough times, but if you go through them and you keep doing it, you'll, reach whatever you want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And there are some tours that are really shitty, and there are some years that can be difficult. But most
Yeah.
of the bands, if they don't come up within a month as a surprise or some big label bringing them up, they always make music for like 5, 6, 7 years until that point that they get recognized. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as you're taking that journey of time, uh,
Yeah.
and traveling that river, everything that you pull in along the way, everything that you experience, every song that you write, every gig that you play, people that you meet, is just building you and preparing you
Yeah.
for what's next.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is never for nothing. Always has a purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: you had mentioned that you played "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac. Any other songs you play covers of live?
On this tour that we're currently on, we don't play any covers, but we used
Mhm.
to play "Burn" by Deep Purple also.
Yeah,
We played some Joe Bonamassa tunes and what else? Some mm, I think we also played Purple Haze or something, this like some kind of stuff.
yeah,
We also sometimes get invited by I don't know, by some what is the word? Companies,
sure,
companies,
yeah,
to play for big money, but then they're like, "Yeah, you can play in the background. We're gonna have a party, drink, whatever." And
right,
we also don't say no to that at the point that we need the money.
right,
And then we get to play, like, all of the covers, and we do some stupid shit, like Paul's playing the guitar on the back and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, we just jam around.
Oh
Mostly
wow,
people are busy drinking.
right. So you can play whatever you want, right?
Yeah,
And get
definitely.
and you get paid.
Paid
Um,
rehearsals.
so what's next for you guys?
That is actually not too clear because we're finishing the tour next
Hmm.
week, but we will put out some content of making the album, being on tour, some
Hmm.
kind of videos and stuff. And for the last couple of weeks, we've already been writing new songs, and we're going to continue doing that. Probably, like we already booked some concerts, some shows, festivals for next year. It
Great.
could be more, but we're already booking, and we're gonna do the new songs, do new demos of the songs, and yeah, maybe make a live album or something. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to live album. As I said, I love live albums. Yeah,
Yeah. That'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun.
that'll be cool. Yeah.
Social media and where people can find the band.
Hmm.
So on Instagram, where are you?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, and as you also put here, the website. We're
Hmm.
also on Facebook, and I think we also have a TikTok account.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We don't use it too much,
Yeah.
uh,
The
but we sometimes try to upload the same videos or some more
yeah.
videos there.
The YouTube is a hidden gem. I didn't discover or didn't think to look on YouTube until just
Mhm.
earlier this week, and really enjoy what you're doing there.
Thank
The
you.
the the official videos as well as the live work is all very good. And
Cool.
then as for yourself, Pia,
Yeah, that's my account actually. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So check out Pia's Instagram there, and fun fun stuff being posted on both Instagram accounts. So be sure to check all of that out. And anytime you need anything, the Eagles, the band, the Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I tell everybody that comes on, it's like Hotel California. this show is like Hotel California, and that you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. So now that you've been on the show,
Yeah,
you're forever a part of the Bourbon Turntable family. So
that's beautiful.
anytime that you need anything posted, shared, promoted, we're here for you. When you have something else, something new coming out, we would love to have you back on the show as well.
That's really
Yeah,
nice. Thank you so, so much.
yeah,
It was very nice time with you.
yeah. And when if you come to the States and you happen to
Yeah,
get in this area, let me know. We'll set you up to meet some cool people and bring your guitar. We can set you up for some chances to play some music too. So,
perfect.
all
Yeah,
right.
let's see how that works.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to talk with you and get to know you, get to meet you, and hear more about what you and your band, Dear Robin, is doing. Be sure to check out Time Bound. It is an exceptional album. You will really, really enjoy it. So, again, Pia, thank you very much for being on.
Thank you also so much for your time. It was very nice to meet you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the conversation with Pia. She's a fantastic young lady. She was a great sport to spend as much time with me as she did and hear me go on and on and on about how wonderful. I mean, how hard could this be, really? Okay, you hang out with me for an hour, and I tell you how great you are for the whole time. That's a pretty easy night, right? But anyway, she was a good sport to listen to my questions and comments and inquiries about their entire Time Bound album, which you need to go check out because it's just great. Wherever you stream music, go listen to it. Um, so she was a great sport and I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can have her on again sometime and maybe some other guys, some of the guys in the band as well. Very talented group of people making fantastic music. So be sure to check that out. Thank you again, Pia, for joining me. And hopefully we can get together again and do it again sometime soon. So I've already gone through where to find Dear Robin and Pia on social media. As for Bourbon Turntable, you can watch us on YouTube. You can listen on your favorite podcast platform. We have a Facebook page where we will post all of our shows, including this one. We have a Facebook group where we will post what we might be drinking, what we're listening to while we're drinking it. I promise you. I mean, this is how I find most of the bands, or a lot of the bands anyway, that are on this show. I'm sitting on the patio, sitting on the deck, whiskey in hand, and just listening, finding, searching for new music. And that's how I found Dear Robin. And Pia was kind enough to agree to be on. So check us out, follow us, jump in the fray, post what you're listening to, post what you're drinking, and we'll all have a good time together. So, on behalf of Pia and Dear Robin, and of course myself, until next time, cheers, love, and free bird. Good night.